Hey guys, welcome back to the Soraya channel. Today I'm going to be talking about PvP, specifically relating to the Astrologian, or AST for short. Today I have my friend Tara here to help me out with a few demonstrations, and we're going to start talking about the actions that are involved in PvP, because we actually have a different set of actions than in the normal gameplay. Well, not exactly completely different, but just some slight differences. So starting out, we have Malefic 3. It still deals damage, but as you can see, the potency is a little adjusted, and it also applies a bind onto the target, which is very helpful for escaping. Then we have Benefic, which is our base healing spell, and it also gives you an additional buff, which will basically make anything instacast. Now, Essential Dignity, I like to call it one of our oh shit keys, because it literally will jump your HP back up, and I believe it's also based on percentages. Then we have Benefic 2. Benefic 2 is our big healing spell. And then we have Disable. Disable I actually have on a macro, so it'll either target my target or the target's target. This reduces the potency of target's attacks. And then we have Sinistry. Sinistry, unlike in normal PvE, in PvE it's actually timed, but in PvP we actually get to keep it on permanently, and it gives a percentage of a heal to that party member. Sleeve Draw is another ability that we have in PvP, but the big thing about it is that we do not have a draw. So this is actually the card that will work as our draw, and it'll put one on top of your Sleeve Draw ability, which can be used just as a draw card, and it'll put another one in your Minor and Major Arcana. And next up we have Empyrean Reign, which is our ultimate ability, which is used when we have our limit break bar full. It will restore 50% of all people's HP in your party, and also remove any types of debuffs that they might have. Then we have our signature Astrologian cards that are used in both PvE and PvP. They're very similar in how they're set up. The minor thing that's adjusted are the stats that are attached to them. I think one of the biggest decisions that you have to make about these cards is whether or not to turn them into a Lord or Lady of Crowns, or just to use them as the regular buff ability. Mostly because of the benefits of using them as a Lord or Lady of Crowns that you didn't have in PvE, but are now offered to you in PvP. In this case, the Lady of Crowns will provide you with an insta-heal, as well as a regen applied to the target. Then we have the Lord of Crowns, which not only deals unaspected damage, but it also gives a debuff that reduces the HP that the target receives from healing magic, and it also will apply a damage over time ability onto the target. Now we're going to go ahead and hop into some demonstrations. Here you just saw me use Sinistry, which is binding me to whatever target. The big thing about Sinistry is it'll change your target based off of when you use it on somebody else again. This is helpful for when one person's being pushed while you're being pushed, so you're able to kind of keep up with heals and bounce back and forth between that. And right there, you just saw us use Benefic, which also gave us that ability called Abridged. Abridged is the ability that allows you to make an instacast happen. Now, like I said, there's also this oh shit key, which is Essential Dignity. It allows you to instantly throw up a very large heal onto the target. And again, that heal will change, so if there is less HP on the target, it will heal for more. Now, here's Sleeve Draw. As you can see, it will give you one card to use, and it will appear right above your Sleeve Draw, and then you have another one on your Minor Arcana. Now, that card can also be put onto a macro just like my Disable is, which allows you to use it instantly on your target's target, and it's a very helpful thing to have macroed, just so that way you don't have to untarget your target just to use it. Now, as you can see, I also have two other abilities not mentioned yet, which is Concentrate and Muse, but we'll talk about those shortly. You really want to try to utilize your sleeve draw as soon as it's available, because it gives you a dot and a healing over time ability, which is really, really helpful, especially whenever you're running around trying to get everybody healed up, and also trying to help out a little bit with damage when you can. We also see here that I just use my Disable ability while targeting Terra, which that is all done through a macro. The macro will be posted in the description below. And now here are the additional abilities. These ones are very much optional abilities, but there is one that I definitely will suggest that you get as a healer. Here we have Recuperate. This is going to restore 25% of your HP. And then we also have Muse. And Muse is the ability that I would highly recommend that you get as a healer, because it restores 25% of your MP, which is very vital in order to kind of withstand healing over a long period of time. Purify will remove any type of disablement. And Enliven will restore 50% of your maximum TP. And Concentrate creates a barrier. Now this is one I use because it makes a barrier. So you get hit once with a stun, but you use that, and all the rest of it won't be able to get hit again for 10 seconds. Then we have Safeguard, which reduces the amount of damage taken, and Bolt, which increases movement speed. Now as for traits, we have increased HP, pretty self-explanatory. And if you honestly read all of these, their titles mostly tell you what they do. We have increased action speed, and we have decreased damage taken, and increased damage dealt. Most of these are like opposites of each other. They kind of help with something. Damage up, damage down on yourself. This one is the decreased recast time, and we have increased healing potency, an increased MP regeneration, an increased resistance duration, and increased TP regeneration, which the TP abilities don't get those, because obviously as a healer you're not going to need those. Now, I'm going to have Terra hit me with a debuff of some sort, and so she stunned me, which normally debuffed me in some way. I use Concentrate so that way afterwards I'm able to maneuver around without being affected by this debuff. Now let's see it all put into use in an actual match. Now, as you can see, I automatically threw up my Sinistry on one of my targets. I threw it up on the melee because melee normally is one of the people that get attacked first. And so right off the bat, you see that I use my sleeve draw ability, which will allow me to get some cards ready while I'm running out here, while everybody's gathering up the supplies that they need, and I throw balance on my melee because he's going to be some of the best single targets that we have. I cast the Benefic one on me so that way I have my Abridged ready, and as you can see I use it to cast my Malefic 3 to bind the tank in place so he cannot get to me, and I'm able to kind of run around and prevent being attacked. I'm getting all of these stuns thrown on me, but I'm trying to get most of the heals out that I can. So, as you can see, I'm about to... I had to use my oh shit key, but then I also switched my Sinistry target, so that way, since that target was being pushed and I was also being pushed, I'm able to kind of balance the heals out that way. And now, since I'm getting very much pushed, I have to go ahead and use my concentrate ability, so that way I'm not getting the stuns, I'm not getting the heavies, and I'm kind of protecting myself from all of that. One thing that you will see from this video that is something that I'm not doing, and I should be, is drawing more from my sleeve draw, because the sleeve draw is going to help out a lot with that. Well guys, that completes this tutorial. If you have any questions or have any suggestions for a follow-up video, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. Again, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.